It's obviously weighed pretty heavily on me, and I thought I'd just wait until I've got a clear mind to come out and apologise for my actions and my behaviours. I don't condone that behaviour at all, and I've got a lot of work moving forward.
Based on the conversation I had, I think there's some movement in terms of feeling better, and I don't know what that equates to yet. But there's definitely a slight shift if you're on his mood.
Is he happy with how the club's handled it? There was talk that he was angry, upset. Is that?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll dig deeper when I get a chance to really sit down with him.
A great win by Collingwood, it must be said, but plenty of uncertainty still, Caro, about Jordan De Goey, what each party feels about each other, and if indeed he'll be back tomorrow.
Well, not much has changed since the coach made those comments after that very exciting win yesterday, Craig. No one at Collingwood can tell me tonight that Jordan De Goey will be at training, albeit a light training session tomorrow. No one at the club can tell me whether he's going to present to play against the Gold Coast later on this week. And I'm still not absolutely sure whether the coach, Craig McRae, has spoken to Jordan De Goey today. But I've got to say, I know they pulled the contract offer last week, Kane, but I find it extraordinary that people are saying, it's been reported on SEN and the ABC's Offsiders yesterday, that Jordan De Goey is unhappy with Collingwood.
Do you believe that?
Well, Craig McRae couldn't answer. You think Craig McRae would deny it if it was not true?
I would not believe there is any way Jordan De Goey couldn't be happy with Collingwood. It is the other way around. And furthermore, how he hasn't been back to the club, how he's not doing extra sessions, how he's not in the change rooms at the game yesterday, I just don't know if it means enough to him.
It feels like it's over.
Absolutely, it feels like it's over. But how he could feel any angst towards that, and he needs to repair a lot of the damage that's been done, and that starts on the training track and winning the respect back of your teammates. And
hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube, and particularly when there's suitors.
But you've got to start somewhere. And
there's a market for him.
Sitting at home sulking about the way the club has handled it when, you know, it's 99% on him is not the right way to go about it.
That's where he needs good people around him, because you'd be saying, Jordan, whether you want to be at Collingwood or you want to be somewhere else, your next 2 months are going to be what your price is going to be.
And Geelong are the fit, aren't they? Like, they're the ones hovering. They've got salary cap room. They've had the ability to turn around players in the past. They don't have an elite mid really coming through.
It feels like they're the only club for me. It feels like they're the club that could have the most success with doing this. Tyson Stengel has been a raging success with the year that he has had. You know, the issues with Stevie J back, and all the players that go there speak about the relaxed environment and the culture, Chris Scott and Joel Selden, and the leadership they bring. And he's a free agent as well. And we know Geelong don't have the draft picks to be able to have a trade. So
it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work.
It's probably probably the one club that can afford to have a crack.
And Collingwood just can't let him be a distraction. They are going so well. 8 weeks to go is a long, long time. So, again, Collingwood have got to be the dominant one here. You can't just give, just for Jordan, treat him with kid gloves, in a sense. Enough's enough.
The Collingwood story is progressing without him. One of the factors is Darcy Cameron, who's elevated, he's re-signed, and he's become a real key cog in this team, isn't he?
Hutch, you raised him a month ago, and I said, a bit early, Hutch. Let's wait and see how he goes against Max Gawn. But I'm with you now. His last month has been outstanding. He's just doing it week after week. 17 disposals, 2 goals on the weekend. It's amazing as ruckman, if you go across the whole competition, most of them have been at another club, but they just have to leave for greater opportunity. And you look at these numbers. He's been just a number 2, number 3. Look at the disposals.
Is he the number 1 now? Does he hold the spot ahead of Grundy when he comes back?
I think what Craig McRae has to say to Brodie Grundy, and I watched Grundy running today, he looked really lean, the leanest I've seen him, and say, you can no longer be a 90% ruckman. You have to improve your forward craft because it's a 50-50 now. I think Cox will miss out, and it'll be a Cameron and Grundy tandem, I think.
Yeah, Grundy marking in the forward line.
Well, I think they have to introduce something else because he can't be the ruckman.
And he's untradeable at that figure, and Collingwood can't afford to pay another.
What about Port and Adelaide?
I don't think Collingwood, and firstly, Brodie's going to have to want to go. He has to want to go. He can refuse any trade. This is where people say, you go on about long-term deals. The ramifications of these stupid long-term deals, and you say it at the time, filter through for years and years and years, and the damage they do. The irresponsibility of that deal to Grundy is now being felt because of the improvement.
Is there a better ruckman, though, at Adelaide or Port Adelaide than Brodie Grundy?
You would take him, but you're not going to give up a significant draft pick for him, and you're not going to pay him the $1 million that is on offer. So they're the 2 fits, but once again, he's got to agree to go. He feels pretty settled in Melbourne to me.
They would have to be more open-minded to it than they've ever been, given what they got on their hands. And they got their key players playing roles as well.
I just thought, Hutchie, that Sidebottom and Pendlebury, just wanted to show them, and not to say that they're any lesser players, because I think they're having wonderful years, but look at them at their best, 29 disposals each. They just play a role. Sidebottom took out Langdon on the Queen's birthday, and I just love what Pendlebury. Do you need me midfield? Do you need me back? I'll do whatever to help Collingwood win. Amazing having senior players like that at the top end.